This is today we'll be doing Antero. So go ahead and drop your questions in, and we'll just do what we get. I've got one from Lavina, so I'll go ahead and dig into that one. Will Cheka and me be able to meet this coming Sunday? How will the meeting go? Assuming that happens. Let's find our deck. Looks like we're doing Prism Visions. And that's probably good enough. Okay. Bottom. It might just be those three. Let's see. Okay, so this is speaking to the whether or not you meet Sunday. I don't think it speaks to how it goes. So we might need a follow-up for that. Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Wands, 7 of Chalices. Interesting. I'm pretty sure it might be 5 of Swords. Let me check trump cards. No, 5 and 7 of Wands. The answer is yes, but you must fight for it. So basically, this one's taking Trump and saying, yeah, but you've really got to put in the effort, whether that's, I hate to say pestering just because that sounds so negative, but being really on top of communication and coordination, having the plan ironed out, making it as easy as possible to happen, in as much as that's in your power. So, yeah, that's what we got on that. So let me see. Assuming that you do meet, which, who knows, it takes effort apparently. Let's find out how it goes. Okay, looks like we just got the 1 card. 5 of Swords. Interesting. This one deals with conflict, but suggests, I don't know if avoiding it is the right word. It has the sense of taking a step back and double checking priorities. Is that the best way to put that? Yeah, that's the advice. Otherwise, when you don't do that, you get the fighting pair and whatnot, and that really leads to, well, bickering and negativity and subpar outcomes is basically what that boils down to. So I don't know that it will be. It's not going to feel productive, that's for sure. If anything, it's going to feel like pumping the brakes, or make you feel like you want to pump the brakes. But yeah, as long as you're trying to step back, be objective, and focus on what's important, well, that'll help you through the worst of it. So, okay. I'll let Lavina know about that, just in case. And yeah, I'll go ahead and shuffle. If you've got questions, feel free to comment and ask, or we can just chat, kill some time. I realize I'm on late, so I'm not expecting a huge crowd. Not that I really get huge crowds. I don't know that the software even supports that. They might be throttling me in a sense, but excuse me. But yeah, I'll go ahead and shuffle the other decks that didn't get used as a way of killing time. So yeah, this week was, well, basically, since I last saw you, had family in town, so spent a lot of my spare time with them, basically all of it. And then turns out we got COVID, or at least my wife did. I'm having some mild symptoms, but I tested negative. But I wonder if it just hasn't had enough time to brew in my system. I am pretty hardy though, so who knows. This is Cosmovision, the other to the other. This is The Lost Forest. Yes. Go ahead and ask a question. I just track it in the chat. So. Interesting. Not sure I quite understand, but the way you're asking it, it's a yes/no. And so as long as you know what you're asking, that's fine. I'll go ahead and finish shuffling this one. I've got two more, but then I'll find your deck and we'll get that answer. This is the Destiny deck, by the way. And you can probably tell it has its corresponding scarf. Okay, let's find the deck. Yeah. Prismavisions gets a lot of questions. Okay. So normally this will come out in a 3-card spread, and the combination will give us a yes, no, or in between. And of course, if it mixes it up, I'll let you know. What's that? Okay, let me make sure I got it. Okay. What's the best way of doing that? Maybe like that. Okay, we've got um, not the typical spread. So this card on the left is going to be speaking to yes, no. It's the only one. All of these cards are going to be speaking to the situation. This one has the most weight, second, and then lightest. So um, I know you didn't ask for that, but that's also what we got. Page of Chalices. Over there we got Justice, and up here we got 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Page of Chalices is a positive card. It is somewhat humble, and it deals with opening oneself up, opening your heart to others. So this would speak affirmatively to them reaching out. Uh, and again, well, I gave the other details, but that was the lighter part. 9 of Pentacles. Um, there's a sense of security. I want to say security in yourself, but I don't think that's the normal interpretation for the card. Let me check and make sure that. Okay, yeah, no, it wouldn't. It doesn't phrase it in that way. It's sort of in the neighborhood, but yeah, the feeling I'm getting from this is being secure in yourself and in who you are, what's important to you, what your boundaries are, what you're wanting and not wanting, all that. Our second important one, this Justice. In the other version of this deck, this is called Karma. It deals with balance, similar with yin and yang. Um, so there's that give and take. You reap what you sow. So let me see if I can get more of a sense of if that's coming to you if you're reaping, or if this is just giving you a heads up on what you should be sowing, or what, keeping that in mind. It's both. Yeah, it's both. Obviously, there's the active part, what you can control about what you sow, putting forth that effort. And it's really just an acknowledgement that you're going to reap stuff you've sown previously, for better or worse. So you know your situation better and your past. So yeah, you can keep that in mind to guide yourself on how wary you might need to be. But yeah, those are the main things. Excellent. No problem, Chrissy. It's fun to do readings for you guys. We've got a couple shuffles. Yeah. Go ahead and pop our other caption. And we'll shuffle our last two decks. This is one of the Lucene decks. These are both Lucene decks. This is the Midnight Edition. And the other is the Twilight Edition. They're twinsy. There's obviously differences in the color palette, but they're more twins than that. Probably can't tell from the backs and whatnot, but the art is basically the same. And I would consider these daughters of the Destiny deck. They're by the same person. There we go. All right, decks are shuffled. So we'll go ahead and hide my now idle hands. And we'll attempt some minor monologue. And as I say that, I start drinking water. Anyways. Yeah. What was I going to monologue about? I don't really even know. We'll still have the Friday session, unless I get significantly worse. This isn't terrible on my voice or anything. It feels basically like some nasal drip, and so I have to cough up that gunk every now and then, but it shouldn't stop me from doing readings. You've already seen me do some today, so. Yep. Yeah. So I'll be grounded for a bit. I'll have to double check rules on quarantine. My wife tested positive, so that's definite and definitive. But given that I tested negative, I don't know if I need to keep testing and then once I do test positive, then start 5 days, or if I wait while she's still there, what kind of lag do I have to wait, given that I'm exposed to somebody who tested positive? I don't know. I'll find out at some point. Not too big of an issue for me though, since I work remotely, which is very nice. the most part. Given the price of going to the office, I don't envy it too much. I do feel more productive at the office, but is that worth it? Not enough for the commute and the gas prices these days. Oh, hey, Tattle. How's it going? Pretty good. Work was a little long, but got a fair amount done. So, yourself? Yes, I am. So, if you'd like a reading, go ahead and ask your question, or if you want a general, let me know. Excellent. Um, um, just go ahead and chat your question, and I'll just highlight it and then respond. Unless you're asking how tarot itself works. That's a longer question and not one we need a reading for, but we can go into that if you want. Um, I mean, we can definitely do yes, no. Like, I'm okay with any sort of question, um, unless, of course, I get a strong impression that it's bad. But it can be open ended if you want. Yeah, and I don't really have strong categories of things I don't answer. So yeah, whatever your heart desires. Asking pretty far in the future, but okay. So it's a yes no. Um, if I can get a sense of what it is, I'll let you know. Let's see what deck. Looks like Midnight's going to be answering this one. I'll get that caught up. That's a bit better. So yes nos for me usually come out as a 3-card spread, and the combination of the cards gives us somewhere from yes to no to anywhere in between. That's the norm. I've definitely had the cards deviate before, and that's okay. I'll just let you know what it is when that happens. Thank you. I do like them. Yes, these are some of my newest cards, or I guess they would be my newest cards. That's okay. Um, and they haven't seen too much use, so they're still nice and fresh. I feel like the twin deck is getting a little bent, but I don't know that that one's getting much more use, so I think it might be something else. Do we have more? I don't think so. Let me check. Okay. They're keeping it simple. It's just the yes no. Um, or well, somewhere in between. We don't have extra information, I guess, is what I'm getting at. So we've got, what is that? Four of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and Justice. Okay. Four of Cups is going to put a damper on it, but everything else is fine. I mean, Knight of Pentacles is positive. I tend to think of Justice as neutral, but it's considered positive as well, as far as this sort of thing goes. So, yeah. So normally this would interpret to yes, but it may take time. You obviously have a specific date in mind. So let me see if I can get the understanding of that part of it. Yeah, it really just seems to be the idea of what you really want isn't firm yet. Or maybe it is, but as far as what it would be for Christmas, it's going to be something else. Um, I don't know how close is that going to get. This feels like a month before, within the month maybe of Christmas, that you would really know what it is that you want. So I don't know if that's much good to you right now, but that's what it is. Yes, you'll get something really good that you want. Um, you're not going to know what you want until, well, December, basically. Yeah, easy to go along with. It is low stakes, so not too much to worry about with questions like those. I prefer deeper stuff, but then obviously if they don't like what they hear, well, I don't know. There's something to be said for ignorance is bliss, especially if you want to be ignorant. We can do multiples. If there's multiple people, I would want to round robin so that people get turns, but right now it's just you and me, so feel free to hug the floor all you want. Oh, thanks. Yeah, the software I use covers multiple platforms, so I don't have like I want to say other Twitch people have like exclamation join as their thing to get on the list, but I can't really do that since I'm connected to multiples. And I know they do other stuff like sounds and GIFs and whatnot. So I guess my stream's a little boring in that regard. Ooh, it's okay. I can make up for that sort of stuff. Um, my only question is, do you have a specific time period at all, or do we just want to see what we can get on the whole thing? Very specific. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Cosmo's gotten a lot. Prisma's gotten a lot to do. Ah, well then, yeah. Hopefully things are going good after that. Mhm. Let's find out. Um, well, I made the first mistake of getting on Kickstarter, and well, then I found these cards I um, really liked. So that's how I first acquired the decks, um, or at least some of them. And then I had a just a tough time at work. I liked the job and I liked the place. It was just we didn't have enough hands, and I was getting stretched too thin. So I ended up quitting that job, took a break, and figured I'd stream for a bit. So I did readings for that, or at least for part of that. And then I ended up just doing that. Um, I don't require it or anything. I keep a link in the description just in case people want to, but generally, no. I keep thinking I should probably set something up so that people can make it easier for them to pay, but yeah, it's just hard to figure out how to price something. So That's where I'm at with that. All good. I figured it out. Well, that's good to know. So maybe I'll set up Cash App or something like that. All good. Okay, so we definitely got a yes/no answer again. This one has extra information. This one doesn't. This one, I still need to figure out. It has information, and it looks like it's reversed. I need to figure out if the upright/reversed is what we're using for the yes/no. And it looks like we're using the upright for the yes/no. But then as far as the information, it'll be reversed. So, and that's fine. The guide I use for this spread doesn't really take that into account. So, Ace of Wands, if you can't read upside down, that's positive. Five of Chalices, sad. Five of Swords, also sad. So let me double check, but that would seem like no, at least for 2025. Yeah, Five of Cups, Five of Swords. Yep. So these are putting a damper on it and basically saying, no, you're not going to have good luck 2025. Let me finish this read and we'll get into that. Five of Swords deals with conflict. You can think of this as bickering. The depiction in this particular card includes swords, and that's a bit more violent, but um, as far as the nature of it, it's really just unproductive back and forth. Um, and that's really the heart of it. So, probably getting distracted and a little lost there. As far as Ace of Wands, let me check the reversed meaning, because I don't usually get those a lot. The upright would deal with an untapped power, but for reversed, slow to start, divided energy, distraction. So this is similar to the Five of Swords. The Ace of Wands juts forth from the fertile ground, but its inverted position may suggest that rather than bursting out in the world around you, there is a deeper core of excitement and potential that first must grow in your own heart. Passion is bubbling up within you, but there is something blocking its path to the moonlit surface. You may find it hard to focus, preoccupied with your unrealized vision. Keep a low burn, and take care not to extinguish your inner fire. It will blaze the way for you in a more precipitous time. So yeah, there's still that untapped potential in a sense, um, but it's sort of back burner might not be the right way to describe it, because it does need some maintenance. But yeah, it ends up biding its time, and both of these dealt with distractions. So just got some light. Yeah. Okay. So that was that. For this one, what do you mean by secret, I guess? Like, how does tarot work? Or I guess I just still don't know what you're speaking to. Sadly, I used to have a microphone that helped get just me and that, but no, you can probably hear my sick wife in the background. So that or the lightning that just went off, but, or rather the thunder. AC is on, but that's a little further away, so I don't think you should be hearing too much of that. Yes. Go ahead and ask your question, Princess. Um, it's okay. I can finish answering this. I don't think there's really a secret to tarot. There's definitely multiple approaches to tarot. So I'll tell you mine and then I'll tell you some others. So I follow a Christian tradition. So I believe in the Holy Ghost, and that's what I'm communing with when I'm doing tarot. The cards are guides, but I'm really communing with the spirit to help interpret them to answer the question. And they're helping me pick the cards in the first place. Other people, it's basically you got the god of luck. They'll shuffle it and you get whatever's on top. So there's that style. It's pretty quick, pretty easy. And then there's other people. So like the Tower, Strength, Seven of Wands, deals with disaster, inner resilience, and then Seven of Wands, setting a goal and pushing forward no matter what, heading for that objective. You could do something like that. And that's not bad. It's not worse or better. It just partly depends on what your beliefs are and how you're intending to use the deck. Because for some people, this could just be a game if they wanted. You kind of pick your stakes when you bring your question to it. But then as far as meanings of the cards, that's an open secret, basically. Like, you can look up what tarot cards mean. You can look up, like, we had a reversed one. That's pretty standard too, from what I understand. I just don't have it happen a lot. People will write their own guides. Like, there's this, and then I've got a digital one for the Destiny deck. And they'll have their own flavor of each card, of each interpretation. but they'll all follow the canon, so to speak. There's a fairly standard understanding of what the cards are, and people will play with that. Um, they'll do different themes and whatnot, but it is within that same framework. Sorry about that. So hopefully that makes sense. For me, if you're asking what my secret for it would be, it's really just that I'm a Christian and I've got a connection with the Spirit. Is that a huge secret? Not really. Plenty of people know about it at this point, but you could say that's my secret sauce. And if you want me to, well, I don't know what I would elaborate on, but if you've got more questions or details you want to go into, go ahead and ask. But I'll do Princess's reading now. What does Lavelle want from me? Why does he keep texting after treating me weird? Okay. Okay. They might be two different things. They might be the same. Because what someone, well, what he wants might be more conscious. Why he does what he does, that might be intentional too. Some of this might be unconscious though. So we'll just see how much we get. We might need to do 2 readings. Although we've been pretty good about getting it all in one go. Yep. Looks like we'll be using midnight. I'll figure that out myself. Let's see. Is that it? Let me check. We might just have the 2 cards. Okay. And do we really have a place? Okay. These mix a little bit as far as which one they're answering. This one is focused on the what does he want, whereas this one focuses more on the why. But they definitely overlap a bit. This one's upright and normal. This one's skewed. This is unique to me. It's just not quite the upright meaning. So we'll spend some time on that. We've got 9 of Swords. And then over here, we've got 7 of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay. I want to read the upright just to be sure. But I think I know what's going on there. 9 of Swords. I think I'm going to have to double check on this one. Well, I have to double check the other, so that's fine. The 8 and 10 of Swords I know pretty well. We'll use the Destiny's Guide, since they're in the same family. And with the Swords. 9 of Swords represents challenges of the mind, such as worry and fear. It can be called the 3 a.m. card because it describes a situation where you are up all night, sleepless and anxious. External events may have triggered this reaction in you, but the issue is how you are responding to this. This card shows up in your reading as a reminder that so much of your fear and negative thinking is made up in your mind. These issues cease to have control over you when you no longer give them energy. Pierce through these thought patterns because the reality of this energy is not true. This is the time to take control of your mind. Now, this isn't speaking to you, this is speaking to him and what he wants. And I don't want to say it's shallow on his part, but he's trying to address something, feed something, some need he perceives himself having, which really isn't the case. And sadly, he's the one who needs to know that he's not seeing clearly and really understanding things. But that's, well, he's not here. So, as far as you being able to react to that, gosh. I don't know that there's anything better than firm boundaries. I think that might be all that boils down to. Let's go on to the 7 of Pentacles, because there is that overlap. 7 of Pentacles deals with wanting to build and, well, not so much build, but maintain something. In this case, whatever sort of relationship he's trying to have. But it is skewed. So let's go ahead and, there we go. Get the upright and see if we can figure out the offset for sure. The 7 of Pentacles symbolizes the rewards and satisfaction that come through hard work. When you plant the seeds of a creation with potential, care, and nourishment, your rewards come through. Be patient and keep your focus. The 6 coins that form a circle represent what must be for the future, while the single coin in the center represents the disposable income. This is a small reward for now, but there is more to come, provided you keep working diligently. As long as you keep your dedication, the success will come. Sometimes the ultimate reward is in the journey itself. And yeah, no, I think I already had that. He's just trying to maintain whatever relationship he's trying to have. So we've got that. So yeah, I don't know if you just need to be more explicit with your boundaries with him. And I'm worried you might need to be firm enough that you push back when he crosses. Because some people you just need to tell them and then they know where the line is. Other people, well, they'll just keep pushing. So yeah, be ready for that. Hopefully you don't need it. But you might need to be that firm with him. So yeah, let me know if you have questions. Go ahead and pop that. Shuffle. No problem. Sorry it wasn't too. It'd be nice to see the other person in a better light, but we just didn't get that sort of insight. So yeah. Okay. I think we'll call that for today. Thanks for stopping by. Fun doing readings for you. We'll be streaming Friday and again next Wednesday and maybe Friday. I'll have to double check the calendar. But yeah, hopefully you're doing great, having a wonderful week, and until next time.